Welcome, everybody. Thanks for tuning in. More on East Carbon Exposed. Follow the money. Now, yesterday, we did the city treasurer that's running for city council. And boy, was that video interesting. Holy moly, this guy definitely knows where the money is. And we have two other recipients of money. And we're now going to say what these city employees make. First up on the docket, the lady at the front desk. The have a nice day lady. Have a nice day lady. She's the worker that when you walk in, she's the receptionist. Let me see her job title. Clerk. She's a clerk / receptionist. Front desk. Sits behind her computers like this and sort of talks to you from way over there. Not very professional. We'll just say it that way. So Miss Linda Tice works there. Worked there since I showed up in this town. Before I got my house. Bought it years ago to remodel. Linda Tice in 2021 as a clerk. $12,000. Makes $12,000. Oh, 13,000, almost $13,000 as a clerk. I don't know, it's part-time, full-time, half-time, sometime. They only work 4 days anyway, so, what the... the next time, here's proof right here now. This is what it is now. There we go. Let's see. 2022. Wages, $27,000. This is the next year now. Same job, clerk. $27,000 with 11 benefits, $39,000. She's the clerk. $39,000 from 12 to 39. That's a pretty big hike in 1 year. I wonder if she was just a part-time clerk at the 21. We'll have to look into that. If she was the same position from 12 to 39, well, that's a pretty big hike. But, we'll have to look into that aspect. I believe. I like that religious kind of thing. They're not religious, these people, by the way. I think they got some sort of a pentagram or something. I'm not really sure what's on the building. There's a bunch of chanting going on and shit over there. I'm not really sure. Probably at City Hall, too. Let's see. The next year, okay, so let's clarify. The total $39,000 between wages and benefits. You got to have some kind of benefit when you go in there. You don't really get smiles when you go in there ever, but, benefit of maybe you could use a pen or something. Have half a sheet of paper or some shit. Okay. Here's 2023, the very next year. $29,027 in benefits, equaling $56,000 from 39 to 56. Well, that's 16 grand extra in benefits and pay in 1 year. Sure seems. Well, let's just move on here. And then the next year, which is 2024, is $31,000, almost 32, and $28,000 in benefits. So it went from 56,000 the year before to 60,000 in last year's. So she went from 12, 4 years ago, 12, 39, 39. This is the clerk. It says clerk. She's the clerk. Receptionist lady. 12 to 39 to 56, 56 to now 60 last year. Now, we don't even have 25 yet, 2025, but it sure seems to me it goes up quite significant every year for a clerk position. Friends of the city treasurer, money guy, treasurer, running for city council. 39 to 60, $20,000 increase in a couple of years. It sure seems, if we look all these, they did a little investigation on this little right here. It sure seems everyone goes up by about 10 grand on average every year for these people. Number 2 is up. Elizabeth Holt. She's the recorder. She is the wife of the sergeant in this town, Philip Holt. Okay? We're going to do hers real quick. Add it to the whole cabal right there in the beginning of the city hall where they all have offices and shuffle papers. Okay? 2021. Liz Holt. $56,000, 12 benefit, 68 grand. She's the recorder. That's what it says. She is a recorder. She's the one that was sitting next to the attorney, recording something, standing there in the city hall meetings, next to the city attorney that won't answer questions and won't do his job. That's that guy. There's the recorder. She's a recorder. Okay, 2022. When it goes up from 56 to 59 with $13,000 in benefits, 72,000. So in 1 year, she gained 4 grand in cash and benefits. The next year, 2023. Holy moly. Okay, 61 and 14 to 75 grand. 75 grand. A few more $1,000 every year. City recorder doing a little job, recording some papers. She's the one that gave me the paperwork that said, well, we need more time for your grammar request. Here's the law. That was 4 months ago. Never seen one grammar request. But she gave me the paper with her name on it that says, we need more time to fill out the grammar request because there was such a volume that they never filled out. Not a one. Breaking the law. Anyway, let's get back to the numbers. Numbers mean stuff, see. She's a recorder. So from 2023, 61,000, 14, 75 grand, to the very next year, 69,000 in 1 year, 69,000. So she makes $8,000 more in 1 year in cash and $2,000 more in benefits, totaling from 75 to 85. There goes the 10,000 mark again. There's another 10,000. So from same job, she's a recorder. I work 4 days a week. Okay, we work 4 days. They work Tuesday through Friday. Okay. So from 2021, 68,000 between benefits and cash for doing the job of the recorder. 68,000 to 85,000 in 4 years. 68,000 to 85,000 in 4 years. Just keep on hiking. Same job. Pushing papers. Handing out the law when they don't want to tell us. Answer questions. They don't answer questions. They don't fill out paperwork. Not for the citizens anyway. Not really for the citizens. Maybe for other people they do. You know, for their papers, for their interest. City recorder. So there's that. There it is. That's... This is what's happening. This is what's happening. Now we got 2 more listed on their pays. Now we haven't even done 25 yet. We do know that. We haven't even done 25. It's not out yet. But we'll be doing those on Miss Mary North next. She's the one that gives tickets, and the ordinance lady that gives tickets to everybody for grass and a dog license and a dog in a ugly structure or something. You know, she shouldn't be handing out things that say ugly structure on it, just so you know. There's that. But she's the one that was the animal lady, now ordinance lady, walking around giving tickets out and tickets to people because their grass is high. And I'm going to do a video around this whole town to show you how decrepit it is. And they have the nerve to give tickets to elderly people and the poor for high weeds, high grass. This is what they make, and this is what they do. And they hired her, Miss Mary North, ordinance dog catcher lady, to do this job and ticket the poor and elderly. And pad their pockets, since there's no businesses in this town. Since there's no businesses in this town, they have to generate revenue somehow. They gotta justify their pay for some reason. And it seems to be it's all court. It is all court. There's no businesses here. I had one. And none of them came in. They kept ticketing me and having me in court. And by the way, my trial is tomorrow. 1 year later, for supposedly not picking up dog shit. That should be very interesting. An infraction. Truce, you want to go swim? You want to go swimming and fishing? Can we be friends? I just gave you my hand. Shake my hand. I will never shake your hand, sir. Don't shake hands with people like you. But now we're getting to the dollars and cents of it all. The sense of it all. Thanks for tuning in. We'll see you next time. Once the trial's over and everything. That's where the lawsuits happen. Because they've broken the law many times already. All documented. And they want to play court over stupid ass tickets with a guy like me. Well, I'm glad they did. And there's a lot of people here that are glad they did. that they did that to a guy like me. This will never go away, what they've done. This ticketing people and all this garbage, unless they're exposed. And now they are exposed. There's so many people willing and now exposing these people for padding their pockets right there. And a whole paperwork's full of them. Full of them. All of them. That they could justify themselves to the residents and other agencies why their pay is so huge, and they ticket the poor and the elderly, who then cower in court. Please don't give me a ticket. It's okay, I'll pay the fine. It's not too bad. Steal their cars. They sit there smiling smug. We should be helping these people. Helping these residents. Help them. You know how many people I've helped in this town? Mr. Grant Neath wrote me a comment months ago. Something to the effect of, if I had been a nicer person, blah, 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 some dumb shit, that karma will rear its ugly head. Look, dude, you probably shouldn't have made that comment. You know why? Because of all the shit that you've said to people that I have documented. What a vicious and vile person you actually really are. So you can't tell me about being nice to people. I'm nice to people every day. All the time. You're nice to a few. But you guys enjoy the show. Many more to come. I interviewed a guy last night about a big issue that happened in this city, that still happens in this city all the time. There's story after story after story, you guys. This is one hell of a show, and this will be the rock that moves on to the next rocks. But the expose carries on. Follow the money. There it is. Here it is. They all get paid real well. They're good people, Mr. Bishop Palmer said. Oh, you're being mean to these people. When Sam learns, I wish I could write you a ticket tomorrow and have you in court. Well, that's all they do. That's their job. Who do they really help? Who do they really help? Who do they help? Because that ain't their jobs. Next up, well, we'll decide who's next up. But we're going to get this out of the way. Thank you, everybody, for tuning in. I have a trial tomorrow. I'm going to study my questions of these wonderful people that are going to be at my trial over supposedly dog shit. See, the pay people. Okay? Thanks for tuning in. See you next time.